Hello. I finished Moesha yesterday, and so I wanted to do a video on my thoughts of on the show. And this is probably going to be very, very unpopular, but I really did not enjoy it. I really didn't. Um, the best character in the whole series is Hakim. He's a great friend. He's a great person in general. He is like the heart of that show, in my opinion. The moral compass. Um, and it's so Lamont Bentley's death is like still it's such a tragedy. He was so young. He was so talented. Who knows where he could have gone? Um, but he played Hakeem beautifully, and he left behind such an iconic character that people love. And he was on a show that was popular, that people resonates with so many people. So he has left an impact, but I wish he was still here. Obviously, it would be so interesting to see what he would be doing right now. Merle Tantana isn't in it that much, but he is in it. And his death is also incredibly tragic, and I wish that obviously that he could have still been here. But my main one of the issues that I have about the show is the family dynamic. Um, I can't stand Frank as a father at all, father or husband. I mean, he's not all bad. There are times where he steps up to the plate, but it's done after a lot of being controlling, and a lot of manipulation, a lot of guilt trips, and then he finally comes around. But he is such a jackass most of the time. He doesn't listen. He jumps to conclusions way too quickly. He doesn't ask. Even if they're trying to explain themselves, like he cuts them off. He doesn't listen. And then it's usually D that brings him back down and calms him down enough to listen to what's going on. And I love D for that, but I wish that he could have just acted like a normal person and just listen and just talk without like blowing up first. Like he always had to point fingers and accuse, and then when he finds out that he's wrong, which a lot of the time he is, he's like, oh, well, I don't know. But if he just listened, like things would have gone a lot better. Um, and then there's Miles, who is I hate him with every ounce of my being. Like I hate Miles so much. Um, I've been wanting to do a video on my least favorite television characters of all time, and I've been petting it off, but I think Miles um, really influenced the need for me to do it because I hate him so much. But I don't know how to do that, to be honest, because I've seen a lot of shows and there's a lot of characters, and I don't know how I'm gonna go about doing that, but I'm gonna do it some point. I don't know when, but um, Miles will definitely be there. I don't know if he'll be the top of the list, but he probably will be real close. Um, and VJ is Dorian. I hate Dorian too. I hate him. Not as much as Miles, but I do like Dorian. I think he was a waste of a character. Um, I didn't mind Andel, but there are times where she got on my nerves. Kim got on my nerves. Um, and Nisi got on my nerves quite a lot. I hate. I don't mind people being naive, like characters who are naive. I always use Joey Tribbiani as an example because people always say that he was dumb, but he wasn't. He was more of a naive, innocent not really innocent, just like naive kind of guy. And he wasn't dumb to everything. Like, he wasn't ignorant to every single thing that normal people know and are like understand, because he is an adult in the world, so he knows the world in real life. He's just kind of innocent when it comes to like certain things. Or he's not really, I don't really think he's dumb. I don't think he doesn't understand things the way that other people do. Um, but he's not completely like brain dead. But like Kim and Nisi, they got under my skin so much with the way that they wrote them to be. Like, I don't understand why Moesha was the only one that was allowed to be smart. I think it would have been great if her and her friends were like the same intelligence level, or around that, because I feel like they should have gotten the same respect that she got, to be honest. And like in college, Nisi got an A in chemistry, and then like she's like dumb still, and I'm like, you can't. Chemistry's hard, and Moesha couldn't like had trouble passing it. So you're gonna tell me that she's dumb? Like, she aced a really hard paper that a lot of people struggled with. And then you're still gonna go with Nisi is dumber than Moesha and not as smart as her. Like, I wish they respected Kim and Nisi more than they did. And it's not the actress's fault. I don't mind the actresses who played Kim or Nisi. I think they did great with what they were given, but I hate that they made them so brain dead almost. And like everything was a joke. It couldn't just be something that happened. It had to be a joke with it. Even things that were not funny. There was an episode where Moesha was doing a project with this guy he was really controlling, and they made jokes about that, which it's a sitcom, but sometimes you gotta be a little like read the room, read the energy in the room. And they made fun of that. There was an episode where a girl kind of commit suicide, and after they got her off the ledge, they kept making jokes about her falling down, her fainting, her struggling. And then the worst part of it all is Nisi was supposed to go get help, and she stopped to get coffee. And she comes back to the room, and the girl isn't there because the ambulance took her away. And they don't tell her, oh, she's fine, she's at the hospital, she's fine. And she thinks she jumped. And she's saying, I'm so sorry, girl. And I'm making it a joke, as if like she jumped because Nisi didn't come to help her in time. And like that isn't funny. That's just stupid and heartless and ignorant. And I don't understand why 90s shows sometimes felt the need to make every damn thing funny. Like, that wasn't funny at all. Um, I take that very seriously because I've had an uncle commit suicide and I had a brother attempt it. So I don't know. Not into it. I did like that Miles got kidnapped in the finale. That's something I really did like. Um, that made me really, really happy. Um, oh, Hakim and Moesha, don't ship it. They don't make sense to me as a couple. I loved Q and Moesha. They were my ship. I also shipped Nisi and Hakim. I thought they made more sense. I feel like they got a lot along better. I feel like they got each other better. So yeah, but Q and Moesha, they're my OTP of the show. Um, I liked Dee, but there are times where she was a little overbearing. Um, and Frank, he had a, Ray J or Dorian was his secret affair, a love child. And I hated the way they dealt with that because they made Frank out to be the victim in the situation. Like, everyone was supposed to feel sorry for him and sympathize with him and, like, be understanding and forgiving. And it happened really fast. And the other thing is that Moesha got mad at him and he was like, I'm your father. You can't talk to me that way. And I'm like, I think right now is the time to try to act superior and that you deserve to be respected right now because you do not. And like, he always has to be like the guy. He can never be brought down. He can never be called out. He can never be wrong. Everyone has to cater to him. Everyone has to be on his side. Everyone has to victimize him, and he's not the victim in any situation he's ever been in. Um, like when Moesha moved out of her dad's house because he was being an absolute dick, and like people were on his side, and I was like, why does he always get like people defend him so much? I don't get it. I really do not get it. Um, and and I got a text message. Sorry, I was like reading it, but how to see what else I need to talk about with this show. I don't think I have anything else to say, but I didn't really like the show. Sorry, I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. Believe me, I hate that I didn't enjoy it. But there's just too many things that like drove me insane watching this. So so I'm gonna go. Our next show is gonna be Mad Men, but it's not gonna be for a while. So it's gonna be a while before I do talk about it. So that's it. Goodbye.